Very important. We definitely need this. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing standing decompression for the millionth time. So let's really get those feet to be nice and straight. Wiggle out the arms until your hands are very heavy. And I want you to think about a very tall string or a very long string pulling the top of your head nice and long. So it almost feels like you are pulling yourself so tall to the ceiling that it feels like the weight is getting lighter at your foot level, almost as if we're going to levitate. We're going to hover. You might even feel naturally that starts to pull your tailbone nice and high. And then I want everybody, once you find your good stance, to close your eyes. Everybody is going to close their eyes right now. And I want you to start to feel your feet. Press your big toe into the floor and just notice what that sensation feels like. Maybe it pulls pressure inwards, and maybe that feels a little bit unnatural for us. Or maybe it feels like it grounds us. Now start to pull pressure a little bit more laterally. Think about your pinky toe meeting the ground. Gently spread the floor apart. Start to invite some nice activation into your entire body. If that forces or causes you to or encourages you to pull your hips back a little bit, that's okay too. Now I want you to think about your heels meeting the ground. What does it feel like when your heel is on the ground? Is it really driving into the ground, or does it feel light? Where does the pressure start to funnel? All of our power, athleticism, our potential, our base starts from the ground, starts from our foot. There's a couple cool facts I was learning or just kind of reminding myself of earlier, and I wanted to share it with you guys too. But as we're doing this, we're going to start to rock forward and put most of the pressure into the front of our foot. Maybe it makes our heels lift off a little bit. And then you're going to start to rock back into the heels until your toes lift off. And let's just oscillate front to back very calmly, just noticing where the pressure is going. I like to rock forward into my midfoot and lightly pull my heels up, a tiny little calf raise. And then I like to pull my heels back, but doesn't feel like I'm going to fall backwards. I actually feel very grounded and based. And then I rock forward, back and forth, noticing where up the chain that starts to create some sensation. I don't want to put too much pressure into the front of my knees. I just want to feel the strength of my foot guiding me through. My big toe and pinky toe both meet the ground. I lift my heels up and then I gently return to the ground and I pull everything back. Maybe I get a nice good stretch in the bottom of my foot when I pull my toes up. Now let's rock a little bit to the outside of our feet and then return to neutral. Not all the way in. I'm not going to go collapse down, but maybe my arch receives the ground. That's the difference. I'm not fully collapsing into the ground. I'm just returning to neutral. So feel the difference there. Good. And now find what position feels the best. You're pressing your foot into the ground, but you're not collapsing. It's very strong. I'm not going to overly be clenching here. I'm just pressing with that midfoot. My heels nicely placed on the ground, just like I'm stepping on a piece of glass. Very gentle. I don't want to press on the glass too much. And now let's reach our arm back up to the ceiling. Get as tall as you can, but also feel very strong and rooted in your feet. And we're going to hold this for about 90 seconds. If you want to pull the hips back a little bit, that's okay too. We're just, again, creating some space, and then we're going to work from here. Good. You can continue to shift the weight if you would like to. But what's crazy about the ankle complex, and please keep your eyes closed. Let's see how stable we can be in just noticing things. What's crazy is each of your ankles or your ankle complex is basically housing three bones. Three bones, your talus, your shin, and the two shin bones, obviously, supporting 50% of your body weight, roughly, in each ankle when you're standing up. That's crazy how much you're holding yourself. Your ankles, they're so neglected, but they're such a small little complex, but they do such an important job to support us when we're standing. When you're walking, your ankle might experience about 1.2 to 1.5% of your body weight. So just imagine that every time you take a step, you're giving your ankle complex extra of your extra body weight, extra force. When you run, your ankle can experience 3 to 5% of your body weight. And when you're jumping or landing or you're changing directions, you're being athletic, the forces can reach 6 to 10 times your body weight. So it is super important that our ankles are able to land, and our feet are able to land very safely and securely, absorb shock, distribute the load. That tripod foot, that midfoot loading, that control is so powerful. So we really want to make sure that we are understanding that as we're going today. And we're going to light everything up from the ground to standing. Good. Last little bit here. See if you can continue reaching up. Notice what you're feeling. Making any little micro adjustments you need to. Amazing. And shake it out a little bit. Okay, nice. Always really nice to do. I really like doing that when I'm out at the beach. I'll dig my feet into the sand. You can find any environment you're working with, and I'll just start moving the pressure and doing some ankle circles or stepping on the tops of my feet and swiveling out my heels. Maybe I reach up and bend side to side. So just really strong to always, if you don't feel like laying on the ground, just do your decompression standing, not just while you're by yourself in these environments, but anywhere you go out into the world. No one has to know what you're doing, but you could be benefiting your body along the way. Okay, now this is going to be a lot of instruction, but I know we can do this together. We're going to go to the ground and we're going to start doing some good single side work here. We're going to build up on one side. So again, when we get to standing stuff, if you need this support, feel free to do so. So let's go back to our seated position. Or if you don't want to be here, you can also go onto your back and you can lift your leg up in the air, or you can just lift your leg up here. But basically, we're going to pick a side, any side. So pick whichever side your heart is telling you to start with. And we're going to start to go into single side knuckles on one side. So if you want to lay down and kick your leg up in the air and go to your squeezes, that's fine. If you want to lean back and support your leg, or if you just want to sit back, you can also do that. But we're going to start to squeeze one foot. Make a fist with your feet. It's like the wave. We're squeezing that arch. We're stretching the outside parts of our foot and just following the different lengths of our foot so we can make that fist. So one side, we are just going to start to really work here. Pick a side, any side. I'm going to go right side first. And we're going to squeeze. We're going to do some different things to wake up and prime our feet. And then we're going to be doing this big pretzel action. So you're going to get a sneak attack on some hip mobility as we go. But strong feet, start with some good arches and just being able to find that wave of the foot. Really squeeze one foot at a time. Pick a side, any side. You're just going to crank away at one side of your body for now. Sometimes we might cramp a little bit. You can always shake it out and just get right back in there. Squeezing. Now you're going to squeeze and hold it. Hold, hold, hold. Maybe even exaggerate more of that angle. Sometimes I always feel like my toes want to pop when I do this. It feels really good. But other times it wants to cramp. Also beneficial, strengthening the foot, but super intense. Good. Keep that squeeze. And now you're going to press towards me. Keep the squeeze and press. Oh, my little pinky toe. It's crazy. These little toe spacers, they're kind of like little gummies. And they just really get my foot up. My right side really needs to open up even more. It's come a long way. I had terribly flat feet before, but still have some more work to do. Good. Keep the squeeze and keep pressing towards me as much as you can. Squeezing, squeezing. Good. Push and pull now. Shake it out if you need to, but then get right back into the squeeze and you're going to push and pull. Pushing and pulling up. Push and pull. Let's get that ankle really juiced up. I can feel my arch pulsing. We're just waking up that bottom half. But again, our hips are also going to benefit in this work today. Push and pull. Push and pull. Good. Let's do circles now. So you might have to lift up your foot or lay down and kick your leg in the air. I'm just kind of supporting my leg. Doesn't really matter. I can really relax this if I want to. But big circles, if you want to keep the squeeze, keep that little squeeze in there, or just let it be free and lead with the pinky toe first. We've been doing a lot of this, I know, with each one of us coaches, just kind of starting with some good footwork. Good. Reverse it. reverse. Nice. Good. No squeezing, but let's just pull your toes to your nose. Pull up, pull up. We're really going to feel this lateral calf today, this lateral line. Most people are missing this. We're really big on this inside calf. We are missing that strong supportive outside calf. Not you guys, though. Not the Primal fam. No, of course not. Good. If you want to go a little bit more outside, you can go more outside. I know this is a little weird. Obviously, I'm not going to pressurize this, but I'm being very active with this position. I'm splaying the pinky toes. I'm really working those toe extensors out here. And then I'm pulling my toes to my nose. Pull, 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 pull. Good. And wiggle it out, shake it out. We're going to stay in this position. We're going to take that right leg that we just warmed up, and you're going to give me a crisscross position. You're going to cross that leg over, and I'm actually going to lean to my left butt cheek. So I can use my hands here for support, or I can take my left hand and place it on my right toes. But notice how my right toes are not looking towards my other toes. I'm going to keep the arch here. I want to keep this wave. If you're really tight in the hips, it's okay. This is going to open you up. So we're going to press here or without it, but you're just going to press your foot as hard as you can into the mat, and you're going to start calf raising. So sometimes I like to use a little bit of support. It might not feel that bad at first. Don't worry. It's going to get real good. So pressing, pressing, pressing. We're going a full minute of these. You can even feel, sometimes I'll even put my other hand on this calf. Like you can see the calf working here. My big toe, pinky toe, everything's involved. I'm following the natural shape of my foot, and I'm pushing right on that mid part of the foot, just like we talked about the other day with BAM, pressing right there. Not too much of my tippy toe. I'm not going too crazy. I'm really getting this nice push and pull into the floor, and then I'm pressing. You might not feel it yet if this is still something new to you. Really lean over the foot. Really get in there. If you're crazy flexible, start to feel that outside turn on. Nice. Good. 15 more seconds. My heel is off the ground. Oh, lateral calf's already pretty lit. Can anyone not feel this? Like completely nothing. It's okay if it's not as active as what I'm feeling right now. It might just depend on what you did the day before and blah, blah, blah. But eventually we're going to feel this whole line. Good. Hold that little calf raise. Now you're going to make a pretzel. Other leg, tuck in. Keep leaning over that foot, and you're going to keep going. If I'm way off my leg, I'm way back here, leaning back, I can feel a little bit of burn, but I'm not going to feel as much intensity. I really want us to lean over that foot, press into the ground, and pull that heel up. You might feel the hip getting a big stretch in there. Maybe the hip starts to burn. Push, push, push. Again, sometimes if you're flexible enough, you can anchor that foot down. Nice. However much intensity you put into it is what you'll get out of it. So sometimes we might not want it to be so intense. We can use it more of a hip stretch. Maybe the back starts to light up a little bit, or I can really get gritty with it. Inflate your tires. Pump it up. Not letting my heel touch and not collapsing back in. I'm not going out here. I'm following the natural line of my body. Keep working. This is going to get fun because we're just going to continue this theme as we go all the way to standing. Let's go 10 more seconds. Ooh, I already feel the shakes probably going to happen today. Nice. Climb that heel up and away. Push, push, push. Be active with that foot. Good. We're going to untangle ourselves. That same foot we were just pressing is going to become my half kneeling position. Both knees and chest moving the same way. My heel's going to lift, and I'm going to do my half kneeling pull back. And we're going to pull back. So I'm just getting a nice little hamstring stretch in there, little heel lift. Maybe my heel gently comes to the ground. Maybe you have to move the femur, but let's just open this up. Open this up, open this up. Good. Couple pullbacks, really gripping the ground. Again, you can always anchor this foot down if you're flexible enough. Good. Open it up. Sometimes I'll move my femur out of the way just to get a little more space, but I'm really finding that pull all the way, like I'm creating this big slingshot. Big slingshot. Good. Keep cranking that open. Cranking that open. It's okay to come back to a little knees over toes action. But again, whenever I do that, I just make sure I'm not completely getting sloppy and putting all the pressure into that ground on the inside. I can almost kind of swivel in and out of this because that rotation at the ankle is really freeing. Good. Pull back, pull back. Hold it. Big pull back. Make sure you're really in those hamstrings. And now we're going back to calf raises. Press, 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 press. Get that nice, good stretch all the way back. And then I'm just climbing. It might be the tiniest little heel lift, but really get that going. Oh, I can tell my hips need this bad. Good. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Keep climbing that up, making sure the big toe is not losing traction to the ground. Let's really think about that tripod of the foot. Big toe, pinky toe, heel is there, but now I'm just cranking away that little lift, just getting everything super strong. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Good. Hold it. Big calf raise. Hold and breathe. Let's do a decompression breath. If we're feeling like we're clenching, breathe into that hip. It should be very active down this whole line right now. Pull back a little more. Good. We're going to tuck the toes on the backside. Maybe we have to hop ourselves forward a little bit, but we're going to pull ourselves all the way up into this big single side forward fold. Single side forward fold. Yep. Good. Both kneecaps and chest moving the same direction. Hold it. Big single side fold. Same thing. Find that length. Use support if you need to elevate the ground towards you. That's fine. Get that big single side pull. My heel's still hovering, and I'm going to calf raise again. Keep going. Calf raise again, but you have a lot of length in the leg that's forward. Nice. Most of the pressure should be in that front leg, hamstring, glute, back leg just there for support. Little kickstand. Push, push, push. Hold it. Pull yourself to standing. And now we're going to drop in position. We're in a single side loaded position. So again, if you need extra support here, that's where you have your support nearby. I should be very balanced. Right now, my whole tripod foot is on the ground. I've got my big toe, my right pinky toe, and my heel just slightly kissing the floor. Find your right glute now. You might feel this whole shin right on fire, but eventually we're going to get up into the glute too. So pull back, load that glute, and let's calf raise again. But get the length first. Really load up that right hip. Pressing. If you need to be a little closer, that's fine too. Press, press, press. If you need to be taller, if your back is lit up too much, just get a little taller. Press, press, press. Good. Hold it. You can keep the heel hovering or it can be down. And we're just going to do a little bit of drop-ins. Any variation. Oh, actually just regular. Let's go regular for now. Regular drop-in. I like to do a little pull-off action here where as I get deeper in this right hip, I'm going to swing my left leg through like I was going to do a soccer laces kick. Just helps me get into that glute even more. I like to put my right hand on my right hip and just feel myself loading. Heel can stay elevated or it can be down if it's just too on fire, if that calf can't do any more. But even here, I can feel the difference right now of what my right and left side are doing. I can feel how much more active my right side is and how open it's getting. Good. Swinging it around, strong foot, not losing the tension of the big toe. Let's go back in there, pressing down to the ground. Baby step your way to a backdrop. Either that right foot comes forward or you step on your left foot comes forward or you step on your right toes. Pull back again, backdrop. Sometimes I like this leg to be supportive, or I like to just exaggerate an even deeper release in this, even deeper internal rotation. That's something I'm going to be working on a lot over the winter break. Just exaggerating even more of this. Oh, I just put the pressure somewhere else. Tail tuck if I need to, if you need to. Back to support, anchor down those toes, or step in front. One more time, a little calf raise from here. Push the floor away. Feel that strong foot. Good. Keep working. This whole right side should just be speaking to us. And what's really cool is we're going to bring this all the way back to where we started. Oh, yeah. Good. Hold. Step back into your drop in. Really big pull back. Load that right hip. Big slingshot. See if you can get your shin almost vertical. Don't let it go too far forward. Let's just really exaggerate getting up and back. You don't have to do a huge open. You can get more into those hamstrings if you hinge. Just get a lot of length, get a lot of loading in that glute. And now let's climb one more time. Let's go. Push, push. We're going to go about 30 seconds here. 30 seconds back down in that half kneeling position into our pretzel positions, and then we'll shake it out. This is a lot on one leg right now, so give your hips a great job. Keep working. 10 seconds. Breathe if you need to. Obviously, that's our go-to. We always go back, retreat back to the very basics when things get intense. Last 3 seconds, 2, 1. Pull yourself back down to that half kneeling position very slowly. Give yourself a little half kneeling pullback and then keep going. Again, oh, my right side, feeling a lot. Anchor down if you need to. Keep pressing, keep pressing. Oh, my toes, they want to be free. They're falling off of me. Whoa, weird. It's crazy how much that opens things up. Good, good, good. If you've got the coordination, we're going to slide that left foot whoop, back under the right. Right back to that first position. Oh, second position. Press again. Things should be very lit up all the way down this whole right line. Press, press, press. Let's fire up those right lateral calves. Last little bit, really pushing. Press, press, press. All the pressure you can, all the pressure you can. Good, and straighten out that leg. Last 30 seconds, try to break the floor. Try to break the floor with your foot. Little arch pump. My ankle's on fire. My calves are on fire. My butt is on fire. Good. Almost there. We're going the full 15 seconds. We're fighting for it. Not going to cheat us out of it. This is why live classes and coaching is so powerful and important, whether you're a coach in here yourself or you're here for the vibes and the movement fun. We all need to be held accountable, and it's helpful when someone else is telling you how long to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and shake out that leg. Oh my gosh. Maybe we need to go a couple rockers, hit a couple rockers to that side. And then after that, I do want you to stand up and just feel the difference of that whole side that you just worked, whether it was your left or right. Maybe wiggle out the feet a little bit. Again, my favorite one is to just kind of step on and press on my ankles. Oh, wow. Feel your hips, because that's sneaky, but that's just another way. We're working all this lateral line, but we feel the openness and space we just created in our hips. Do we feel different on each side? Like, can you tell that there's a difference there after what we just worked? Hopefully. Yay, nay, it's okay if you can't, but one day you will. I can feel the difference. Yeah, if you want to hop it out for a second, give yourself a little wiggle. That was essentially 11 minutes on one side. Crazy. I can feel like not only are we working hard, but we can take inventory of where our focus wants to go or what we need to focus on in our off times when we're doing this stuff by ourselves. So I noticed a lot of junk being scrubbed out on this right side. Good news. One side down. Great news. We get to do it again. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's give ourselves about a minute of rockers. I'm going to let us scrub out those hips just a little bit. Maybe we stay on that right side we just opened up, swinging the hips over, or we start to prime that left side, giving it a little bit extra openness. We'll go about 20 seconds. Maybe you want to press the tops of the feet into the ground, flipping the feet, either one. Little fish foot action in there. Just being intuitive with it. Good work. One side completed. Okay, let's make our way either on the ground, on our backs, or just straight out. We're going back to the foot knuckles on the opposite side. So we're going to make the wave with our foot. I'm going left foot now, and you're going to start to squeeze. Let's make a fist. You can hold it, or you can rep it out. Make the fist. See if you can get the pinky toe to wave inside and squeeze down. squeeze. You might have one foot that feels more free than the other. That's okay too. So I'm not going to start that timer yet. Let's wait on that one. Nice. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Awesome. My right side just feels like it is chilling now. This was a little sticky for me earlier, and now that just feels so open. So on your off days, just get in something like this. Super easy to do at home. I feel so good when I do this. And then if I do go for a little run or walk, night and day different. Night and day different. Good. Squeeze and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Get that arch, just squeeze. If you need to shake it out for a second, that's okay, but keep squeezing. Squeezing down. Nice. And now let's start to press towards me. You're pressing towards me. You can elevate the foot or just keep it on the ground for now. Whenever I do these, my toes always want to pop. I always give my toes an extra couple little chiropractic adjustments. Nice. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. The other thing we want to pay attention to, and I'm sure all of you in here have started already address lifestyle choices, but one of the biggest things that helped my foot function and my hips, actually, obviously, was not only doing this work, this dedicated work. I'd spend 30 minutes to an hour a day at the very beginning, just doing my little daily doses of movements and drills. But really when I started to make the adjustment in my lifestyle. Good, keep squeezing. And now let's make circles, or you can be free to make circles, either one. Squeezing the circle or just letting it be free. But my shoe choice wear, it started by changing my Asics to, I think, Vivos. I started training in Vivos instead of my Asics that I lived in when I was coaching and when I was training. Or I had these hybrid Reebok lifters that I would train in with a little heel lift on them, but not too heavy. Reverse. And then I started changing my running shoes officially to Ultras. So I wear Ultras on the road and then Vivos. But actually within the last couple months, I've switched over to, or I just now add Pullovas, those toe shoes, into my fashion. And it took me a little bit to adjust to those. I wasn't ready for those just yet. Those were even more minimal than the other ones I was wearing. So it takes the body time to adapt. Just because there may be healthier options doesn't mean your patterns are ready for them yet. So a lot of people do that. They switch shoes and they still can find themselves feeling irritated because they haven't actually, again, addressed the root cause of the pattern of loading. So it's a great awareness. Wide toe box shoes are going to be awesome, but we want to be smart and make sure we're training our foot to function properly too. Good. One more time. Let's squeeze as much as we can. And then let's pull our toes to our nose, just straight foot pulls. Pull, 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 either toes in or get that big splay, actively pulling that pinky toe as wide as you can and flexing that toe up to your face, your nose. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, whether your foot is on the ground, up on the wall, up in the air. There's so many ways you can do this. Good. Should be burning. 5, 4, 3, 2, and shake out that foot. Sometimes I'll even do a little push and a pull, and I'll get some nice cracks when I do that as well. But shake out the feet a little bit. And now we're going into that first dose. We're going to cross the left foot. I'm going left foot. Cross it over my right. I'm going to lean over to this side. Put all the pressure into that ball of the foot. Feel my big toe. Feel my pinky toe. And then start to press into the floor. You can start to see this lateral calf lighting up. Oh, and my left hip for sure is stickier than my right. It's strong. My left side has definitely been my planting side for soccer for so many years. So it's definitely stronger, but it has to make up for my sloppy right foot sometimes. So it doesn't get the full expression of loading. So this is always beneficial to open up my hips here. If you want to add a little extra support, feel free to anchor those toes down or just lean on this outside hand and really drive into the ground. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Push, push, push. Super simple, not easy. Oh yeah, I feel this side a lot. Quite a bit. We're going to do this for 45 more full seconds. So hang out. Should be active. So simple, but super fiery if we are giving ourselves a nice little dose of that intensity. Push, 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 push. Sorry, team, I gave up on the music today, so you just get to hear me talk at you. Sorry. Next time. Oh, it's fighting for a little bit more action right now. Here we go. 15 seconds. Break the floor. The more you lean, the more intense it is. If you don't want that much intensity, just back off a little bit. That's okay. You're still firing up everything and coding that pattern into your body. Strong foot, strong foot. Good. Pretzel that leg in, and the journey continues. Notice, just check in, make sure you're creating this nice wave of the foot. I'm not going out here. I'm really pulling everything into this nice half moon shape. I need to go to my elbow. I need a little extra support. Oh, lateral calves. Wow. You might need to shake it out. It's okay. Good. I feel this left hip trying to open up like crazy. It's going to feel so different afterwards. If you can't do any more reps, just hold it. Just hold. Just hold and stretch. 15 more seconds. Then we're going to that half pull back position where we'll give ourselves a little bit more length back there. Sometimes I like to support my knee here and just press that arch up. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of this little half kneeling position. Let's squish a bug. Let's really grab the ground and start to open up that hip. Pull back. Get some more length. Ooh, probably can't hear that, but I actually just popped this knee down here. Crazy. Good. My heel is hovering. I'm gripping the ground with my toe, pinky toe. This always gets into my nice hamstring, lengthening. Sometimes I'll go back to being forward. You can really work out whatever you need. Now hold your lengthened position. Get that good pull back like a slingshot and start to calf raise again. Strong feet. We need all of this. You might even see the veins on your foot starting to play a role. Going up into this lateral shin. But we're not just living out here. It's not me just doing this. Of course, I need traction with this whole tripod on my foot. Really grabbing this. Grab the ground. Push into it. And calf raise. Push, push, push. I think I've made a video of this a million times, but what is it, like 29 muscles in the foot? That's crazy. Where's the bodybuilding split for that? I've never seen it. I used to live on bodybuilding.com. I never saw a foot program till now. The Primal foot program. Oh man, it's getting intense. I got these little tiny shakes coming up and down. Sometimes you just have to hold on for dear life. That's the work. Good, pushing. Give yourself that length first if you need to. If you're just hovering over the foot, maybe you feel the intensity at the foot, but give yourself that pull back first. Really lock in and find length, and then start to calf raise. Then start to build up this lateral line. Good. Okay, we're going to now pull ourselves up into that nice half, well, not half, but a single side forward fold. Giving your hips a little bit of a break, but finding length. Bring the ground up to you higher if you need it. And now calf raise again. Keep going. Find your hamstring and then keep going. I'm not excessively kicking my outside ankle bone to the side. I'm finding length in my hamstring, pulling up and in. Maybe my knee even stays neutral. Maybe I don't want it to open up so much. I can just pull straight up and then I can pull from there. 30 seconds here and then we're going to standing. You guys are doing great. A little bit different, not as crazy. Well, still crazy in a different way. But just should feel so fiery. And at the end of this, with the hips open, with the feet engaged, you should feel that springiness in your step when you leave to take on the rest of the day. Last 15 seconds, you got it. Push, push, push. Or just hold that little hovered calf raise and pull up into your hip. Good. Let's pull ourselves all the way to standing and find that drop in position on the left side. Good. I pull back into my left glute and then I'm going to calf raise again. But notice how I'm not calf raising and going forward and losing it. I'm staying locked in and then I'm pressing. Big toe, pinky toe, kind of that middle part of my foot, really grounding down. Oh man. Yep. It's good stuff. Good. Keep working, keep working. Nice. Good. Hold. If you need the heel back down again, that's fine. But let's start to give ourselves some drop-in pulses, whether they're little pull-offs with the kickstand, whether you want to just keep that foot elevated and swing through. Now the calf is lit, but it's sturdy and strong. We've got a good base. We've got our big tree root down there holding us into the ground. So now we can focus on the glute, really pull back. Maybe your hand has to go on your butt cheek. Push into that hand. Pull back, load, loading, loading. If you don't want to exaggerate too much of that twisting, you can think of it as more of an RDL style drop in. Loading the left foot as maybe I start to transition as if I was going to take my next step. So my head will start to move towards this leg. I mean, whatever variation you want. Ooh, this hip wants to pop so bad. Good. Holding. Step it through. Lock in. Calf raise from here. I'm calf raising this back foot. Maybe I'm anchored down. Maybe I'm in front. Pressing, pressing, pressing. But I'm not just dumping all the pressure like a sloppy ankle down here. I want to feel very strong, anchored in that ankle. Good. Keep working. Couple more calf raises. Maybe give me 10 more on your own time. And then start pulling into that glute again and double down on this back drop right here. You need to find the pressure before we go power it in the world. Really know and understand what's going on way down there. We kind of neglect it because it's so far away from our eyeballs. But we need to pay attention to our foundation. Ooh, yes, this hip really wants to pop on this side. Feel that loading, spiraling all the way up the leg. My shin can kind of track over that middle toe as I'm pulling back. Good. Hold. Let's go back to a regular drop in. One more time. Anchor down. Maybe the foot is on the ground, the heel, I mean. Good. Notice if we get a little wobbly down here, where do we need to funnel more pressure? Where do we need to strengthen? Cover that heel a little bit more here at the end. Pull that left heel up. Good. And let's pull ourselves back down to that half kneeling position. We're almost there. We're on the toughest part is over. Now we're just making our way back down. Woo. So pull back again, lock in, and go right back into those calf raises. We're going in reverse all the way back down here. All the way back down. Nice. Fired up here at the end. Really challenge yourself to pull back, create the pressure in the ground. It's like you're trying to pull the ground underneath you. Like you're trying to kick sand behind you. So pull the ground and then calf raise. Push, push, push. So much fire. We're doing this with a lot more time and volume. But again, if you're short on time, I'll do this before I go run. I'll hit maybe like 4 or 5 minutes on each leg, just do a little mini buildup. And it really just sets the stage for what I want to do out there on the road. Ooh, getting shaky. If you're really pushing into the floor and you're really pulling back. Good. Slide that right leg up and through. Little pretzel action. You keep going. Pretzel, pretzel, pretzel. Push, push, push. If you want to anchor your foot down, if you're super mobile. Nice. Lean over that leg. Break the floor here. Really going for it. See where I'm at with my time. Oh, just about. I didn't even have my timer going, and it's like just perfect on equal amount on each side. Nice. Good. Straighten out that leg. Last minute. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Everything you got into this floor. Open it up. Nice. If you have to just hold it, just hold it. Do what you got to do. It should feel crazy right now. Maybe one hip is more on fire. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm back. Froze for a second. Hopefully you're still going. Didn't even notice. Good. Last 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds. If you have to just hold it, hold it. Otherwise, strongest pushes into the ground. Strongest presses. Amazing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, see, it was better if I didn't look at the timer. We're going to get ourselves 5 more bonus seconds because I want it to be exactly even. 3, 2, 1, and shake it out, wiggle it out, do some side to side rocking. Feel the hips. If you want to stand this up a little bit, stand it up, feel the difference. Whoa. Could we feel the activation of our feet all the way up this lateral line? Hopefully we could feel that a little bit. If not, that's what we're here for, to introduce that back into our system. So really nice job. Now we've just activated and primed, and we're just going to move through some different challenges to help reinforce that. Drill, apply, drill, apply. So what I want us to do first is to give us some of those big squinges. We are squinge professionals now that we did this with the band last week. So let's keep our feet straight. Let's keep our heels in line. My heels are up. I don't want you going full deep squat right now. Just nice little gargoyle squat. And let's just move through that out to in action now that we just created all the space and activation. So just a minute of full squinges. If you want to stay tall, you can also just do little tiny micro reps here. That's fine too. But let yourself intuitively move into this nice little squat, opening up the hips, and then big forward fold. Feel the rotation now of those ankles that are super open. Opening out, and then up and away with the heel on the pivot in, giving yourself a lot of length in the backside. Scoop down, pull back up. Scoop down, pull back up. Hitter patter if you want, but we're going to scoop down, pull back up. Good. Give yourself 3 more full big reps. And then come to standing. Once you get that last one in. Nice. Good. Before I give you the option to put a band back on, we're going to take this into another little ground to standing transition. Just like always, if you ever feel dizzy or need extra support, feel free to use it. But now we're going to do a very slow motion burpee. We're going to hinge to the ground, step back with our strong feet. You can do a full push-up if you want to. You don't have to. And then we're going to stand back up. And every time we stand back up, we are strong in our feet, very strong. We're not collapsing back in. Feet are straight. I can even give myself some traction. So hinge down, step, step, back into this little squat position, back to standing. Off the heels. So let's start to work into that at your own pace. Slow motion burpees. It's almost like you can even push yourself into a little downward dog, but I'm just feeling my feet underneath me, reaching for the ground behind me, strong padding of my foot meeting the ground, pushing back up to a strong stance, pushing myself to the tallest position. Big hinge down. Your hinge or your reach for the floor can be more of a squat, or it can be a hinge. But I want to make sure we're not losing our arches as we're reaching back to that big plank position. It's so common in the fitness world to do burpees and just completely slam the hips down, which in jiu-jitsu, we have to do something called sprawling. And so I definitely fake it till I make it there. But I do a lot of rockers and a lot of this before and after to just reset. That's what this is all about. It's not like you can't do something. It's just having options and knowing how to reset and realign. Good. I challenge you to go a little faster once you find it. Strong hands, match my strong feet. When you're placing your hands on the ground, Pay attention to where you're pressurizing your hands. It's the same. Outside, strong side. Use your hips more than your traps and shoulders. Those things are just an extension of what's happening. Good, let's go 30 more seconds. Very controlled, strong feet reaching back behind me. I'm not using my heels right now. I'm challenging myself to work that lateral calf that I just lit up. Good, 10 seconds. How many more quality reps can we get? 10 seconds. Nice. Good, and time. Beautiful job. Now for the last little burnout, we are going to put the band back on around our calves or around our knees. Where's my band? Oh, I'll just use this one. Good. Whichever one. I'm going to probably do a little bit of both. Actually, maybe I'll go down here. Maybe the heavy band. Yeah, I'm going to go heavy band. Good. We're going to start with our little stepping drill, but I do want us to have hands on support to start. We're just going to alternate. I'm going to use the wall. I'm going to start to alternate my footsteps. I'm going to push off the floor to elevate my opposite leg. Push off the floor, but I like using support, especially for this one. I'm going to feel strong in my feet. I can even start to march. Hear how strong I'm breaking the floor. That leg, that foot isn't getting collapsy at all. I'm strong in my step. So if you want to feel that, be strong in your step, and you're going to alternate. If this is too much in the back, just get a little taller and start to alternate freestanding. We're going to go 3 minutes here. 3 minutes. So lock into your backside. If it's too much in the back, little tail tuck, and you're going to alternate your steps. Yes, your glutes are going to feel things, but it's more about the foot landing right now. I want you to feel strong in how you're landing your foot. Yeah, this band, that ain't going to be it for me. If it's too intense, just move where the band is until you have to ditch it. Like me. Bye. I'm not wearing that band. Are you kidding me? No, that was a mistake. I decided. See, you can always make adjustments. If you're crazy, stay in the band. But if your glutes get too lit up, focus more on the calves that you just primed, that strong foot making contact to the ground. You can alternate these little backdrops, or you can just march and feel strong, strong and rooted. It's like a spring is returning me from the ground. My heel doesn't excessively drop to meet the ground. I want to be strong here in how it receives and leaves the ground. You can pitter patter. It's a little combination of stepping, step decompression with drop in action, strong feet. Good. Using support, or if the back gets lit up, just ditch it. Be taller. Get little tiny steps around your room. I'm going to alternate between a little marching. How fast can I return that knee? Or how deep I want to get into my hip. But my foot foundation is the same. If you want to go a little faster, you can go faster. If you want to be springy, you can go more calf raise. I'll let this be very intuitive for the next minute. 1 minute of just moving your feet. Move your feet, move your hips. See if you can get the two to connect. And just ignore my deep, heavy breathing. Endurance work. Good, last 40 seconds. Nice, no heels. No heels right now. I don't want anyone touching their heels down. See if we can avoid collapsing to that inside. Strong alternating foot. When we're full sending it, whether it's a sporting event or sprinting, of course, things can get a little sloppy. But right now is the time to keep it clean and strong. Feel the ground. Feel how your feet are making contact. Feel the reaction that's happening. Last 5 seconds. Good. And then we're going to hold. Lock in to wherever you're at. either on the wall, using support, forward fold. Find as much length as you can in the backside. Pull the knees a little bit more neutral. Find your hamstrings, find engagement. If it's too much in the back, do your tail tucking so you can feel just so rooted, so based, and hold the strongest step decompression you can. We're going to hold this. So breathe and really push your capacity right now for work. I'm going to really go internal in my rotation. You can bias a little bit more loading if that's what you need. I need a little bit of a reset in my hips, so I'm going to really exaggerate this deep internal position. I'm going to hold, and I'm just going to continue finding as much length as I can to where I don't feel any pressure on my Achilles. It feels like everything is light up from my foot. I'm light on my foot. Even though our ankles are holding all of that pressure that we were just talking about, they're strong. They can hold me up all day long. Smear the ground apart. Pull hips up and back even more or deeper in your squat, whichever pattern you're favoring. If the heels need to come down a little bit to hover, that's okay, but they should be very light. Find that tripod foot. Maybe even let your heels graze the ground, but then feel even deeper connection. Feel that midfoot doing most of the loading, because that's kind of how it is when you're walking. The midfoot is going to do most of the loading. And then the heel will touch down and then it'll release. There's a big difference between heel striking first. Take a big breath, tail tuck if we need to, if the back is just getting smoked out, because that's very deceiving how much work we just did. Use that same breath connection and that inflation basically of the tires. Pump up the tires to give yourself a little bit more space in the back like we did at the beginning. Last little burst, last little bit. You're doing amazing. Always a little deceiving. Strong feet down there below. Good, almost there. Hold strong. Hold until I say, or if you need to find that forward fold early, please feel free, but we're going to hold this for 30 more seconds. Maybe you want to be a little taller. Just find your base, and I want you all to close your eyes right now, wherever you're at, and feel where the weight is dispersed under your foot. Are you missing a piece of the puzzle? Do your big toes lose traction to the ground? Can you find it again? Do you feel like you're overly clenching down here? Are you able to press and create space? Good, and pull yourself back down. Big forward fold, or you can go down to the ground, a nice little child's pose, whatever feels the best. But if you're forward folding, same thing. Try to keep your eyes closed. Try to pull that pressure up and back. Don't be afraid to use your hands and put your toes where you want them to go. I like to sometimes see if I can splay and spread my feet. I'll move my ankles out and in a little bit. I'll let my heels swivel out and in. I'll just find where the best place for them to be is right now. Maybe it's pitter-pattering, swiveling. Good, last 10 seconds to be here. Really thanking our feet for showing up and supporting us. Let's find that little stat that I have. Where is it? Somewhere in the midst. Slowly come down to the ground if you want, back to that half kneeling position or Seiza position. Yeah, overall, I mean, there's intrinsic and obviously extrinsic muscles, but 29 muscles in the feet, over 100 tendons. I mean, there's so many, especially the nerves. It's like 100,000, 200,000. See, a good friend ChatGPT can tell us what it is. Over or about 200,000 nerve endings. And that's why it's really powerful and important to also be barefoot as much as we can, outside in nature, reconnecting. But hopefully, at least your base feels a little different today, a little bit more open at the ankles. I know that towards the end, it was shocking, like how much time we spent opening up the hips and getting into that hinge position, and like a pretzel started to work my back and strengthen that too. So, really great job. Thank you so much for bringing the fire. How we feeling? Yay, feeling things good, open, money. A little different. We're not doing too much crazy Carly plyos in that day, but just a little variety. Feel like my body needed that. So thank you so much for moving with me. My feet feel just crazy. If anybody has any questions, I can be on here for 5 minutes or so. Otherwise, thank you so much. It was great to see all your amazing faces, beautiful faces. Thank you for showing up for your body and for the movement and the mission. And if you have any other questions or feedback or whatever, yeah, Deb, you can always put it in the Slack channel too.
Oh, I'm just wondering, as the knee moves and the ankle rotates, the knee and hip move, does the heel swish or
Mine will
does it
swivel.
stay fixed?
Kind of depends on what your focus is of the day, but mine will have this little swivel action.
Little swish.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be like this little out to in. I mean, it's gonna move. I can really exaggerate it, or I can really kick it out. You can play with both, but there's gonna be some movement in there. Or we can keep it straight and really focus on that too.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Well, have a great start to your week, team. So amazing. Oh, one little note, if we're joining me next Monday, I'll be back in California time, and I might move this session up 1 hour. You're going to get a little special birthday Carly workout, and then I'm probably going to be crazy the rest of the day too. So Monday, it'll probably be 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. West Coast time.
I had a quick little comment. So,
Yes.
so usually I woke up right now and I started doing this. No warm up, no nothing, right? Which usually I would, when I go do that at the gym, I instantly feel injury. Like I feel like fatigue to the max, where I'm like, it's hurting me. I stand up and I'm like, oh man, I should have warmed up. But this type of workout, I mean, it doesn't cause that same effect, which I find very interesting. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So like you said, it is a warm up for the day, but I mean, you're pushing your body to the limits, and it's not getting injured, which I find to be fascinating. And I think it's obviously your guys' style of doing it, and how it's probably because we don't add a lot of weight. But that was just my comment.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And you're starting. Have you started your phase 1 officially yet, or not yet?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for obviously being here and being part of this mission as well. Can't wait for you to just continue deep diving this stuff, because those little light bulb moments will continue to happen, and it is super powerful. It can really be, you can think of it as a warm-up, recovery, you're strengthening, whatever, but you're learning how to use your lines of tension, your own body weight within the way our body is designed to move. So yeah, you can scale the intensity. It can really ramp up if you're maximizing what you're doing with those lines of tension, or we can scale it back as we're doing some more flow state type of stuff. But it feels good. It feels really, really good. So it becomes whatever you need it to be, which is awesome. So I look at a lot of the recode movements. Eventually, they just become my training movements. And when people ask, like, "Oh, what's your stretching routine or strength training routine?" It's everything. It just becomes this everything. It just becomes the patterns that I'm doing, whether I am warming up or this or that. But eventually, the more your body is moving efficiently, the less you have to specifically warm up. Like, sure, there's some things times I go full send it, and so I have to work out the compression I give myself a little bit. But eventually, it's less and less of having to do these big dedicated recovery doses, because your body's moving more efficiently over time. It's really cool to feel that. So thank you so much for sharing, and I can't wait till get just into the weeds with it. Oh yeah, into the weeds. It's gonna be good stuff. Gonna feel all the things. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for showing up for your bodies, and I'll see you soon, I'm sure. Bye.